Hello, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me here this morning on Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday morning so far. It's beautiful. The sunshine is out. I believe it's going to hit like 28 degrees today. So hopefully that you can go out and get some nice weather depending on where you are around the world. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get into what we're going to talk about today, if you would like a one-on-one session, please email me paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send a text message to 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you need some more advice, if you're trying to figure out whether the person you're dealing with is a narcissist or not, please feel free to reach out to me. Just want to mention again, as I do in all my videos, if you want to call, please send a text first to the number and let me know your name. Let me know that you've been watching some of my videos for quite some time, and then I can give you some help. If you just call the number, I may just block the number just because I just don't answer random numbers. There are a lot of predators out there, and you just need to be careful whom you answer to. So that is why. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, we're gonna get into what we're gonna talk about today. So I have a good one for you guys today, and I think you guys are gonna like this one. The title of this video is "The Paranoid Narcissist." Yes, we're gonna be talking about the paranoid narcissist. In fact, I think on my last video I said that I was gonna make that I would probably make a video on that sometime in the future. And yeah, I'm gonna make a video talking about the paranoid narcissist today. So guys, we all know that narcissists they thrive off of chaos, confusion, and control. We all know that there are different types of narcissists, and I've talked about many of these on my channel. And if you're new to this channel, if you're new to learning about narcissism, we thank you so much for being here. Please continue to come back and gain more wisdom, gain more knowledge on this subject of narcissism, which is very serious. But there are many different types of narcissists, and I'm just going to name them all here for those who are new. So you've got the covert narcissist, you've got the covert narcissist, also known as the vulnerable narcissist. We've got the overt narcissist, which is grandiose narcissist. We've got the malignant narcissist, which is a sadistic narcissist. We've got the religious narcissist. And those are the main four types of narcissists that we have when we talk about narcissists. Now, when we talk about the paranoid narcissist, this narcissist is extremely challenging. Is one of the more challenging narcissists to deal with, and they're the paranoid narcissist is very challenging. But before I talk about why, we have to also understand that narcissists in and of themselves are also very paranoid as well. And the reason why narcissists are paranoid, and I mentioned this previously before in one of my other videos, is that narcissists always think that everybody's against them. Narcissists have this mentality where they look at the world as an evil place, that everybody's evil, that everybody's doing exactly what they're doing. That's how narcissists see the world. And that makes them very paranoid, right? Because they always think that there's somebody out to get them. They always think that somebody is going to cheat on them, that their partner is going to cheat on them, or that somebody is going to come after them, right? Because they live their lives in fear. And the sad thing about it is that narcissists cause these things on themselves, right? They make people angry. They steal from people, and they look over their shoulder, thinking that those people are going to come back for them, right? And so narcissists in and of themselves, they're very paranoid people, right? So that's expected, that's understandable. But when we're talking about the paranoid narcissist specifically, what we're talking about is somebody who sees everything as they see everything as that someone is doing as bad, and this can be very dangerous, and this can be very exhausting for somebody to have to deal with every single day, right? So let's say, for example, that and I'm sure that we've dealt with people like this before, and if you haven't, then God bless you. But I'm sure that at one point or another, we've dealt with somebody who's explained some of these traits. So, for example, I'm gonna name some of the examples. Let's say that you're having that you say hey to someone, hey, how are you doing? And then the person says, good. How should I be doing? Should I be doing bad? That's somebody who's a narcissist, and the reason why is because it means that they immediately think inside their minds that they're trying to think if something should be wrong with them. But a normal, healthy, stable person says, "I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?" Or "I'm fine, thanks." Like a normal person says would respond like that. But a narcissist, they're so paranoid that just by you asking how they're doing, they take it as an attack. They take it as you trying to, get something from them because they're paranoid, right? Let's say that you're going out somewhere, right? Let's say maybe you're going to the store, or maybe you're just going to go hang out with some friends, or you're going to go pick something up, and you let them know, or you're just going out about your business, and then the narcissist says something to the effect of, "Why are you going there? What are you doing? Why are you, like, how long are you going to take? Like, who's going to be there? How many people are going to..." That's because that's a paranoid narcissist, and they're thinking of everything that could potentially go wrong, because they're paranoid, right? Because they see the world as an evil place, right? They see everything as bad, right? Everything is. And a few influencers have said narcissists see things either good or bad, but I'm of the thought that narcissists see everything bad, right? Narcissists don't see anything good. Now, they can make it seem as though they see something good, or a person good, or a situation good. They can make it seem that way. But in reality, narcissists see everything as bad, right? That's why they act the way that they act, because to them everything is bad, right? Another example I can give to you is, let's say that you give the narcissist a compliment, that you tell them, you look very nice today. You look very good today. What you did there, was really good. Thank you. And then they say something to the effect of, "Have I not done this for you before? Why are you complimenting me?" Like, they see, like, that's a paranoid narcissist, where they're threatened. Everything to them is a threat, right? They live their lives in fear. Right now, I'm going to talk about how exactly do you deal with a paranoid narcissist? How do you deal with somebody who constantly, sees everything bad, where you can't even have a simple discussion with them about anything with them without them turning it into something that they want, that's just completely unnecessary. How exactly do you deal with somebody like that? Now, the way you deal with a paranoid narcissist is, the only way to deal with them is pretty much to just have nothing to do with them. Just gray rock. Just be dull. Just be boring. Right? Just don't give a lot. Don't give out a lot. Don't give off a lot of information. They ask you a question, just say, yes, or just say no, or just say okay, and just live your life. And they like, every other narcissist, they'll eventually get tired of you, and then they'll eventually just leave on their own accord, right? They may, but the thing you have to know also about paranoid narcissists is that they can also be very violent as well. They can have a tendency to be violent, like a malignant narcissist. But it's not to the same degree where they're sadistic, where they smile, and where they start smiling when they're hurting you. Not quite like that. We're talking about, they can be violent in the sense that they like to start fights unnecessarily, right? Like they may start an intentional argument with you just to rile you up, just to get you upset, just for them to believe inside their mind that they still have some sort of control over you. That's how paranoid narcissists will deal with you, right? The thing about paranoid narcissists too is that they like to place threats, right? Like, they like to threaten their victims. They like to say, if you leave me, I'm gonna call the cops on you. If you leave me, I'm gonna cut myself. If you leave me, I'm gonna commit suicide. If you leave me, I'm gonna tell the cops that you abuse me. Like, they're that paranoid to the point where anything you do is a complete threat to them, right? And like I said, the only way to deal with these people is to not deal with them at all. The only way to deal with them is to gray rock. Just become dull and boring. Stay in your lane, stay away from them, right? Because everything that you do is going to be questioned, right? Everything that you do, it's almost like an interrogation meeting. I'm not sure if you guys know what an interrogation meeting is, when somebody's being, questioned constantly about things that, they had nothing to do with, where pretty much they're being interrogated, they're being backed into a corner, and they don't understand why these things are happening to them, right? They're being interrogated, right? So that's how paranoid narcissists are, right? They interrogate their victims to the point where these victims, some of these people actually get to a point where they want to commit suicide because they get so afraid, they get so scared because they don't know how to deal with somebody who's constantly nitpicking them, somebody who's constantly threatening them, somebody who makes them feel as though everything that they do is wrong. They just don't know how to, how to deal with somebody, who's doing who will constantly see faults in everything that they do. Right now, all narcissists are like this. Every narcissist sees faults in everything that another person does. But when we're talking about paranoid narcissists, it's to such a heightened degree where people they start thinking that they start believing that they're an enemy, right? And that's what narcissists want. They want everybody to think that they are the enemy, that there's something wrong with them, right? And that because narcissists believe that there's nothing wrong with them, that they're perfect, that they're infallible, that they believe that they're better than everybody else. They believe that everybody should be beneath them, right? Remember I talked about in my videos that narcissists have a high sense of self-importance where they believe that they should be entitled, to have what everybody else has, and they believe that they should be entitled to, this, entitled to that, and be able to say whatever they want whenever they want. They believe that everybody should report back to them. And let's say that you report back to the narcissist. Let's say it's through text, and you text them a paragraph, let's say, of everything that you did in a day. And they will see that, the paranoid narcissist will see that as a threat. Like, why are you telling me all this? Like, are you doing something else? Is there something else that I need to know? Like, they will literally, paranoid narcissists will literally find fault in anything and everything that a person does. And that's why these people can be so draining to be around, because everything you do is a threat. Everything you do is met with, something so unnecessary. They will literally find something to nitpick. Let's say that, for example, you're a stay-at-home wife or something, or a stay-at-home mom, or you're let's say you're a stay-at-home dad even, or a stay-at-home husband. I don't know what. Or let's say that you live with this person and you're not in a relationship. You just live with this person and it's a roommate. And let's say that you cleaned. Let's say, and let's say that you did this and you did that, and then the person who turns out to be a narcissist, they come home and then they say, why is the place looking so clean, and why is this here and why is this there? Are you hiding something? Like, they're so paranoid to the point where they literally make stuff up out of thin air. Like, they will literally find something. If there's nothing to nitpick, if there's nothing wrong, the paranoid narcissist is the narcissist that will create a problem out of nothing. Right? Let's say that you did something nice for the kids. Let's say that, you had kids with a narcissist. And if you did, I'm so sorry. That's another level of challenge that has to be dealt with. But let's say that you did something nice for the kids. Let's say that, you brought the kids, ice cream or something like that. Let's say that you brought them to the park. Or let's say that, you brought them presents for their birthdays or something like that. And then the narcissist says, why did you purchase them that? Why didn't you purchase that one? Why didn't you purchase that instead? Or why this and why that? Why'd you do it? Why'd you purchase this without telling? Why'd you do any of this without telling me? And then now you're starting to doubt yourself. Like, am I the problem? They're gaslighting you now so that now you start to question your reality, question if you should have done anything at all, and now you start to feel less than. Now you start to feel like your self-esteem, you start to get low self-esteem because you feel like nothing you ever do is good enough. And that's what narcissists want you to think. They want you to think that nothing you ever do is good enough because they want to beat you down emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially even. They want to tear you down to the point where you feel like you're going crazy, where you feel like there's something wrong with you. Now, how exactly do you know if you are dealing with a paranoid narcissist? Well, paranoid narcissists are actually pretty easy to spot. You will know that you're dealing with a paranoid narcissist if they're constantly questioning you. They're not so much like the covert narcissists, because covert narcissists, they're more passive aggressive, where they don't really question. They don't like to They don't like to verbalize how they feel. They like to let things hit ahead, like things to boil over, and then they start to tell you exactly how they feel about you, and then they ignore you. Like they fight more in silence. Malignant narcissists are very much sadistic and more dangerous. Like they'll physically fight you. They'll start fights with you, like physical fights. Um, Overt narcissists, no, because overt narcissists, they're very much loud and obnoxious, and they'll get in your face and they'll scream and get loud about, you know, things that aren't necessary to get loud over. Paranoid narcissists, though, they you'll know you're dealing with a paranoid narcissist. It will be quite obvious where everything you do is questioned. They'll always question every single thing that you do. If you guys are going somewhere, you know, like to just up, if you guys are going for a walk, you know what I mean? They'll say, you know, why do we have to go for a walk? Why can't we drive the car instead? Why do we have to go for a walk? Like they'll find fault in every single thing. You know, you guys go to this store. Why do we have to go to this store? Why can't we go to that store? There's less people at that store and there's more people at that store. Why can't we just go somewhere where there's less people? Like you are gonna literally go insane trying to get your head around how they're making these type of things up, and it's gonna drive you crazy. That's how you'll know when you're dealing with someone who's a paranoid narcissist, when you feel like you're constantly going crazy. Like you'll feel like you're literally screaming inside of your mind, you know, to get away from this person, because that's your mind, your gut saying that this person is unstable, this person is crazy, this person's a lunatic, this person is just making me go insane. That's how you know when you're dealing with the paranoid narcissist. The other thing quickly I want to reveal about a paranoid narcissist is that they're so paranoid that they will literally try to they will isolate you. They will isolate you to the point where when you're isolated with them, they will literally, you know, look at you and they'll start trying to mistake you for somebody whom they think that you are. And when I say what I mean by that, that was a little jumbled up. But what I mean by that is they will actually they'll start making you doubt yourself to the point where you're going crazy. Like they'll say something like, "Wait, you're not so and so. That's not you. You are this person. You're that person." And then they'll start saying that you're this. They'll start saying you're a different person's name. Like they'll say, if your name, let's say, is Shelly, they'll say, "Wait, you're not Shelly. You're Anna or you're Sarah," and then you're gonna start saying, "What are you talking about?" And you're gonna start going crazy. That's how crazy paranoid narcissists can be. That's the height to crazy that these paranoid narcissists can go to, right? That's how paranoid they are. They will literally make you go so crazy that you'll think you're losing your mind. That's how crazy they are. So just know, if you feel like you're constantly going crazy, like everything you do is being questioned, like, why are you wearing this today? Why couldn't you wear that? Or why couldn't you wear this? Or why couldn't you wear that? Like it's crazy, man. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Just pay attention to people who constantly are making you going crazy, where if they're constantly questioning everything that you do, and this could happen a lot in the workplace as well. If you have a boss that's a micromanager and they're constantly questioning everything that you do, like, why did you put that there, or why doesn't your section or your cubicle look like this, and as opposed to that, why are your pens over here? Your pen should be over there. Like why are your books, you know, stacked up so neatly, and as opposed to this book here and that? Like they find fault in every single thing that every single person does. That's how paranoid that they are. So when you're dealing with these type of people, you need to get away from these people. Like when I say get away, I mean get away from them. Don't have anything to do with them. If you're married to these people, I'm sorry that you have to deal with this mental mayhem that they're putting you through. Get away from them. Create an exit plan. Get in touch with your friends and your family and people who are closest to you, and let them know that you want to get away from them, right? When they're gone out of the house, like to do something, get as much things as you can. I would in fact say to call the police just so that you can have a safe exit, because what some of these paranoid narcissists will do is they'll leave your dwelling where you're living, and they could be they could what they probably would do is they would be outside of the place, because narcissists are very perceptive. They're perceptive in the sense that they can be, start sort of think 10 steps ahead of their victims. So what I would even suggest is when they leave the place, I would advise you to close the door behind you, get into a room or something, close that door, and I would say to call the police and let them know that you're in danger. And then when the police show up, then you will be able to be safe. You'll be able to escort yourself out safely, because that narcissist could be outside the door, leave and just outside pretend as if they're leaving, and then they could be outside the door listening, because they're so paranoid, right? That paranoid narcissist is so paranoid that they think that when they walk away, that you're going to be doing something that's going to make them, lose their mind. So okay, guys, make sure that you call the police, call your friends, call your family, let them know that you're in danger, and then have the police escort you out so that you can be escorted out safely. Because that's how the paranoid narcissist can get. The covert narcissist, you don't have too much to worry about, just because with coverts, they fight indirectly with passive aggression. And they're the ones that, will get their enablers, flying monkeys, to do the work for them. All narcissists have flying monkeys and enablers, but it's more so the coverts that do this, because they don't like to fight directly. They don't like to fight you to your face. They like to get other people to fight for them, right? So just know that about the paranoid narcissist. I needed to make this video just because I know that some of you may be dealing with people who, especially in the workplace, that may even be, it doesn't even have to be a boss. It can even be like a colleague or somebody at the workplace who is constantly, asking you questions about, questions about that, why is it this way? Why is it that way? And you're trying to figure out why they're always constantly picking on you. Well, that's because you're dealing with a paranoid narcissist that is so paranoid and so anxious that they feel like they can dish it out on you, because they target you because they believe that you will give them everything that they want versus everybody else, right? Because they see that you're an empath, that you're somebody who will give it to them, okay? So just be aware of the paranoid narcissist. The paranoid narcissist is very exhausting to deal with. These people will drain you faster than any other narcissist. Faster than the covert, the malignant, the overts. They will drain the heck out of you. Now, all narcissists will drain the heck out of you. There's no question about that. But the paranoid narcissist, they will literally drain the heck out of you. They want to know your whereabouts. They want to know why you're doing this, why you're doing that, why you're baking this dessert in that dish and not that dish. Like, they will literally find fault in every single thing that you do. Like, literally, like, it is crazy the lengths that these paranoid narcissists will go to. Like, literally insane. So just know that, okay? I wanted to make you guys aware of I didn't make a video on paranoid narcissists, and I should have, but now I have, and now your eyes are open. Now you understand that these type of people actually exist. They do. Like, these people are everywhere. And like I said in the beginning, I'm sure that one of you guys who's watching this video right now is encountering one of these people or has dealt with one of these people. So that's what I wanted to talk with you guys about today. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, share this video with somebody who you think could use the knowledge. If you know somebody who is dealing with this type of person, share this with somebody. Comment below if you can relate to what I'm talking about. If somebody in your family is like this, or one of your friends are like this, or even if your spouse is like this, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend is like this, comment below, share it with the community so that we can spread the knowledge and spread the awareness. I also have a link to the podcast I spoke on about my narcissistic experience that I spoke about in one of the on a podcast. Please watch the video. It's part 1 and part 2, and share it with somebody who could use this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today on Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. Like I said before, if you would like a one-on-one session, please email me at paul.wisdom_03 at hotmail.com or send a text message to 647-406-3057. If you would like to talk, if you want to vent, if you need some advice, if you even have some questions, I also want to mention, if you also have any suggestions of any videos you want me to make in the future, please comment below. I would really like to make the videos for you guys. Anything that you guys are looking for, comment below. Maybe there's something I missed, comment below, because I'm always looking to learn as well with my experience and knowledge. But yeah, thank you guys so much again for joining me here today. Thank you so much, and I hope that this video helped you out. I hope to see you on the next video in the future. Thank you so much.